Hi there, welcome to Suds and Scullery. This is Elizabeth. Today I'm going to make some strawberry jam with the first strawberries of the season. I will be using Pomona's Universal Pectin to make my jam. This pectin is extracted from the peel and pulp of limes, lemons, and other citrus fruits. Unlike many store-bought pectins, which require high sugar content to gel, this pectin uses calcium to activate gelling. This means that you can use far less sugar in your jams and jellies. In my case, rather than sugar, I use either honey or maple syrup to sweeten the fruit. As a first step, I'll wash the strawberries with the hulls on in a little bit of salt water, and I maybe leave them there for about 10 minutes. I leave the hulls on for the washing stage so that the strawberries don't become waterlogged. Once I've left the strawberries to drip dry for a few minutes, I'll remove the hulls with a paring knife. On the stove, I have 5 2-cup mason jars, clean mason jars, just sitting in hot water, and then I'm also boiling the lids in a separate pot. Here is the calcium powder that comes in the box. So the recipe will instruct you to mix the calcium powder with some water, shake it until it dissolves. You will use what you need for the recipe, and then the rest can stay in the fridge and it will store there for several months. The recipe calls for you to mash the fruit, so before I mash, I'm just going to slice the strawberries into smaller bits. The fruit isn't totally mashed yet, but I'm just going to see about how much I have. I'm hoping for about 8 cups of mashed fruit. As it turns out, I have a little over 8, but by the time it's properly mashed, I'm going to use the recipe for 8 cups of mashed fruit. For my jam, I'm using about 1 cup of honey for 4 cups of mashed fruit, and then to the honey, I will add pectin powder according to the recipe. At this point, I'll add the calcium water to the mashed strawberries, stir it all together, and then I'll put it on the stove to bring to a boil. Once it's come to a full boil, I'll add my honey and pectin. I'll stir it vigorously for 1 to 2 minutes to make sure that the pectin is fully dissolved, and bring it back to a full boil, and then I'll remove it from the heat. As it turns out, I have more jam than I thought I did, so I'm going to put this last little bit in a jar that I haven't sterilized, but it's clean, and we'll eat out of this jar first, so it'll be fine. The 5 sterilized jars of jam will go into a water bath for 10 minutes, I guess more, depending on sea level, but just follow directions. This will just kill microorganisms and it will help to seal the jars.